bar.
I do believe that means you're playing a Zelda 1 Randomizer any percent tournament.
Well, the only thing we know... Well, we know a couple things for certain, but most importantly what we know is Ganon's going to be required tonight.
Yep, Ellendar has turned on that flag as loser of the second round of this best of 3. We've got RedBirdGrad versus Ellendar. I'm August 40th, joined by Trenton. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, we are hyped for this. I mean, anytime you see a best of 3 series go the 3 games, you know something's up between these two runners. You know they're both very capable, and they put up pretty close matches, both of which have really been decided, I think, in level 9. So we have a lot of potential to see a very close race between these two.
Oh, level 9, you mean the Great Equalizer?
It's been called that. We also know that there's a lot of options that are going to be 50-50, so we'll be watching as we go to figure out the flags, much as our runners will. There's a lot of things you want to find out. Are the enemies 0 HP? Are they high HP? How many pieces of Triforce do you start with? What are your starting items? There are all sorts of questions to be answered here.
And is Ganon required, or is the Princess's door wide open? But here we go,
that one
and
we
look
know.
at that B button. We're starting off with a recorder.
So any roads right at the start, recorder and blue ring start. Chat was noticing the blue ring when we started, so that helps put less demand on the ring. Still probably take it if you find it.
Yeah, definitely a nice find there. And it looks like we got a whole heck of a lot of Triforces there, and we are whistling to vanilla dungeons, it looks like, and we are on a second quest overworld. Tons of info right away.
That's a big piece of information to find out second quest, and Redbird plays about as much second quest as anyone does, but Ellendar has not been a slouch with these second quest overworlds either.
I mean, luckily, one of the big changes is that there's just a bunch of extra spots that are unlocked by the recorder. Luckily, we're starting off, so we're not gonna, that's not gonna be the deciding factor. Still that power bracelet, which opens a couple of extra spots, but what we shall see is RedBirdGrad finds a blue candle shop for 57 rupees.
Hitting up these early Armos locations to see if something's available. We get 2 more that it could be at.
Oh, and look at that vanilla level 5 spot. I do believe that indicates a mixed quest, if I'm not mistaken.
First quest mixed looks possible. Not the best candle prices, considering we don't have any money. It doesn't really matter what it's charging at the moment. And this is an atrociously bad screen. And that didn't work out.
That's
kind of hard for it too.
Bad. It does look like we are 4 Triforces in, so 1, 3, 6, and 7. Those levels might hold some important items, but we won't be needing the Tringles out of them.
Considering we're still going to need the bow, silver arrows, probably ladder, possibly raft. Short dungeons like 1 and 3, I would imagine we'll see the runners dig for the items anyways. Especially because we're going to find out if Heart Shuffle is on or not.
Right away here in the graveyard, RedBirdGrad.
Oh, look at that!
Gravestones.
Look at that! That's Vanilla 4 from the recorder.
Ooh, yeah.
So this is original dungeon locations. First quest.
But chat pointing out unbeaten dungeons too. And it looks like RedBirdGrad is making his way over to start 50-50 shot. The wood sword's just right here where it's been since 1986.
Ellendar able to get into this white sword cave. This is an advantage over Redbird, but it's only for a medium secret of 39. But you called it. Redbird gets the wood sword.
Ooh, and look at those, some squishy blue moblins right out front.
If they're in the bomb shuffle group, that's going to be very useful. If it's not, well, we need to find out if we're on 0 HP.
Red one's also going down to one stab, but that doesn't tell us anything new other than that they didn't shuffle up.
I wouldn't say we have enough information yet, because we've only seen one enemy. All we know that the Octorox is they didn't roll up. But the sooner Redbird kills a few things, the sooner we're going to find this out.
Not bad small secret. What do we got on the coast? Just the vanilla heart.
That gives us something else to look for as a potential flag.
Hey, Redbird, that rock doesn't push. You don't have a power bracelet, bro. Oh, but is that the take innies on the start screen? That's nice.
Still hadn't seen a new enemy killed, but there is level 6.
Yeah, I'm curious why Redbird hasn't gone into level 5 there in the graveyard, but he's, I guess, prioritizing his Armos item.
Boy, that's the third enemy dying to one hit. This is looking a lot like 0 HP. That's 4. That's almost certainly 0 HP then. Or one whale of a statistical anomaly.
Ooh. Ew. That's a 54 large secret. I don't know if you can call it large.
That's not much more than the medium is this seed. This is going to be the Armos item. It is going to be the vanilla power bracelet. That's 2 vanilla items so far. Coast, vanilla heart. Power bracelet, vanilla Armos.
RedBirdGrad also finding a level 6, but with the wood sword, he's gonna dig in. Is he gonna Kananaki? Oh, no.
Now, our runners faced this situation in the previous race, and both of them chose on that information to treat it like all items vanilla until proven otherwise, on not a lot of information. 2 is very limited information, but it's possible.
So RedBirdGrad with a very nice strat to pop open a key door. Sans Kananakiing. Ellendar purchasing a blue candle here.
That's going to open up a lot of spots in the forest in particular. And we are certainly missing levels at this point. Redbird is looking through 6, so we should have the Triforce here, and this is the hunt for items. Now he's seeing 2 items vanilla right now?
That is correct. Well, no, just the power bracelet.
He's seen the power bracelet and Ellendar Solid Ghost, okay.
Ellendar also has the power bracelet, though.
Heart container drop in level 6 for Redbird.
Staircase, survey says, transport. Heart on the floor in level 2 for Ellendar. Oh, love those squishy ropes.
These are absolutely 0 HP, by the way. We've seen plenty of evidence to confirm that now.
Yeah, whiz ropes, pancakes, not supposed to be that easy.
There is the Triforce out of 2 for Ellendar.
And the map at a level 6.
So, vanilla.
And, good luck naming that shape still.
Or shapes, yeah. So we still need more information to figure out our items at this point, because again, we've only seen 2 on our end.
Chat also deducing some more of the flags. Enemy sets have not been shuffled apparently, and the pallets haven't been shuffled in levels 1 through 6 either.
Redbird was checking his Triforce because that was his first opportunity to confirm that they are first quest Triforces.
the map should have told him that.
Well, sometimes you
Better
really
safe
want to
than
be
sorry.
sure.
Yeah. So many of those little logistical notes that you need in your heads. It's impossible, I think, to have them all. Setting up Shenanigans number 2.
Chat noticing permanent beams on a 0 HP seat. This is going to be nice combat.
Nice.
Or friendly combat. But bosses are not. And that's the Wanded 6.
Doesn't look like those Moldorm are 15 though. That's good.
There's a lot of them, those pieces to kill, but we've got Wanded 6 for RedBird.
So another vanilla item, you say?
That's 3. That's probably enough to make that call on.
I want to wait until Ellendar pulls out a magical boomerang here.
I mean that in the sense of if you're running this and you've seen 3 in a row, you're probably going to treat it that way till otherwise. There we go. How little random can we do?
Well, I mean, this definitely is almost like a beginner flag setup, if you'd ask me. 0 HP enemies, non-shuffled items, vanilla wood sword cave. One big caveat, bow and silver arrows, but we know where they are. Silver's in level 9, bow is in, what, level 1?
Yeah, it's going to be big. Now, they could still be blocked by something. So, for example, we could have a Dig Dugger block that forces the recorder. Of course, also, the bait block could come into play. So, it's not a guarantee just because we find the level that we need, that we have access to the item that we need. But at this point, the sooner you put that picture together and just blitz the seed, going as fast as you can, digging as little as you can, the better that's going to be for your total run.
Oh, and that was a big shield in that shop, so rip boomstick, but that's a 6 rupee bomb price. That's nice.
I also do want to point out that JSR, who's very much a veteran of this randomizer, has said he's seen 5 vanilla items in one seed. It's absolutely correct, and it's very possible that that's what we've seen. It's just now we're talking about 5 data points because of the heart container as well. So we've seen heart container in a dungeon on the coast, 3 items. That's a lot of information we're seeing right now. It's probably safer to assume that until proven otherwise.
I concur and agree completely, but look at this. We got a first high 5 of the match.
We have bomb upgrades instead of swords. There will be no white sword, there will be no magic sword. On the other hand, you know, 0 HP enemies, that's not the biggest deal.
You say that until we find, like, 3 or 4 required 4-headed Gleox.
Well, I mean, Gleox are Gleox.
Yeah.
I think at this point we even know not only are they not 0 HP, but that they're random HP. And then, of course, Ganon is on his own set for that, so he could still be 0 HP if he really wants to be. Though, if I were his personal trainer, I wouldn't suggest it.
Not a whole lot of use from that recorder so far. Ellendar's up here in the grave. I think he's gonna stumble into level 5 up here.
It's gonna be one where Ellendar's gonna want to go for the Triforce quickly.
Oh, look at that. 0 HP Genie. That could be nice.
Ganon is, RedBird is gonna go ahead and pick up the letter. So he has access to purchase medicine. Is there a more satisfying enemy in 0 HP than the Pulse voice.
No, sir. Especially if you don't have the bow and arrows yet.
I mean, maybe Blue Wizrobes, maybe, but I Pulse voice.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
A Blue Wizrobe room, I might have to grant you that, especially depending on the Wizrobe room.
Dark Student 5, looking to pick up what? Quarter in here? Redbird in 4, vanilla item is the raft? No, the ladder.
Speaking of the raft, well, never mind. This is the ladder, so probably required to complete the seed as Redbird picks it up. We don't know that definitively yet, but likely, and he's going to be happy not to have that block in his way.
And
Ellendar sees the recorder.
In 5, yep. Chat asking if it's safe yet to mark down all the items. You gotta talk to the tracker there, that's their domain.
I wouldn't fault any tracker for making that call the other way. Technically, there is still a very, very small chance that this is still random and just happened to roll that way completely.
Yep, the RNG gods are not to be trifled with.
Right, so a lot is going to be decided, it looks like, on who finds level 1 first. Now, Redbird having that ladder is definitely an advantage. Also an advantage, potentially, is the resource war. Who's able to stock up on keys? Who's able to keep well supplied on bombs? Triforce out of 5 for Ellendar. Redbird's still going to have to go back for that one. But he's got 1 out of 4.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Resources in a jet-type seed like this, that could be the deciding factor. Who really pays attention to their key count and their bomb count? Or their consecutive kill count. As we all know here in Zelda 1, 10th enemy has the bomb.
Oh, the other big thing is you could go back for that bomb upgrade at Vanilla 5. Just to increase your supply by a little bit.
We see RedBirdGrad at 203 rupees. Won't be purchasing the magical shield. Might purchase some arrows, but won't be purchasing that blue ring, so might have some extra money to spare.
Sorry, I said the wrong vanilla level. Actually, Vanilla 7. Not 5. 5 was like a money-making game. Where are our missing levels? And if we found 8, would we see either runner go for the magic key? Well, we're about to find out.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Redbird says no.
Oh. He's not even digging the tringle.
Well, that may be one he has to go back for. Does he just think that's fast enough to get back to it without worrying?
I don't know if he maybe just wanted to peek at the desert spots there, jump in this cave.
Chat says looking for 1. I can get that. Find the bow. And there's also a logic to make sure you're not going to be blocked in a level.
Yeah, no, I think digging 8 wouldn't be a bad play at all, especially as you said that any key could really turn things around for him.
At 2 keys, it would feel really bad if you found 1 and then got key blocked.
Here's level 7, RedBirdGrad's favorite level.
What would he be looking for here? Maybe a quick key?
Unless he's thinking second quest Triforce. I have no idea.
Well, This is a play. Let's see how it works.
I think this must be RedBirdGrad's new meta.
Dig 7.
Dig 7 when you know exactly what's inside and you don't need it.
There's the bait block, so that's out of our way. It looks like we've got 9 up on Death Mountain. There's a theory posted in chat. Does Redbird have his Triforces wrong? What if he thinks that he's got 8 instead of 7? Then this makes perfect sense.
Yep. We see Ellendar popping into 3. Does not potentially need that raft. Seen one of the spots.
And on top of everything, what if that Goma is actually the one with the Triforce?
Luckily, we started with the Triforce from 3 and 7, so...
So what I wonder is if Redbird... He would have looked at his Triforces the first time he went into the menu. But he's not going to menu much because we use a select swap for items. So there's not a lot of call to go into that menu. And it may take a bit to realize this issue. But here's the Triforce out of 7. That cost him some time, but thankfully not a ton.
Yep. I think chat also agreeing, considering that he's picked up the Triforces out of both 6 and 7, and the way the second Triforce layout works is 5 and 6 are swapped, 7 and 8 are swapped, 2 and 3 are swapped, right?
Ellendar is going to go ahead and purchase a key, and talked about that earlier. That resource availability can make a big difference. But the problem for Redbird is this is something he may not even realize till he tries to go into 9.
Oh, yikes.
Because this is just, with item select, you don't have a lot of reason to go into that menu.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, what does Spectacle Rock have?
Trying to go fast here on speed gaming, but sometimes it pays to just slow down for a second.
Here's a question I've had for over 20 years. How are you supposed to know that thing was called Spectacle Rock? Like, the hint tells you Spectacle Rock, but how are you supposed to know what Spectacle Rock is?
There's very few rock formations on Hyrule that are unique, and I think you just gotta use that big brain.
Chat saying it had the map. I had the map. It didn't say Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, no, definitely was not labeled with such names.
Ellendar is here towards the coast. $9 for the small secret, so only that medium friendly.
Don't think the developers intended owners of Zelda 1 to purchase Nintendo Power.
Translators may have, though. Alright, so what we're looking at is a little bit advantage Ellendar because Redbird has dug non-required dungeons and left behind one that was required. But right now, the big hunt is on for level 1.
I think Ellendar is approaching level 8, so he'll be able to show us what's in store for us. And for all we know, 2 rooms into level 8, there's a required Goma.
Okay, we're getting an update that apparently we reversed 7 and 8. So, we will straighten that out. And reverse what I said as well. And that is very good news for Redbird.
Oh.
This is what happens when the game doesn't have numbers on it, you know? I'm more prone to make mistakes like that.
This is all also just the nature of the flag set and the rules of the tournament here.
Here goes Ellendar poking ahead into 8, and Magic Key not tempting enough.
Also helps confirm what chat already knows.
So level 2 is going to be needed. And level 1 we're going to need the bow. Well, Ellendar found 2 already. Redbird still needs it. And both still need the bow.
Yeah, still anybody's game, just 25 minutes into this.
Chat says 7 is still marked for Redbird. That is correct. He picked up the Triforce in 7. So he is still in need of 2 and 5. And still, even more than that, I think he's looking for 1 right now.
Yep, that will be, I think, the decider. He finds level 1 first. Also to note, Ellendar has been up on Death Mountain. He knows where level 9 is. RedBirdGrad has not made that trek. But there is the Triforce at a level 2 for Redbird.
Alright, Redbird heading over to the Dead Forest. Because he got that wand also, that's a substantial combat advantage. On 0 HP, it's even going to be better than permanent beam swords because it's going to go range every time. So he can just hit stuff from across the screen all day long. We're running out of overworld spots to check, oh, by the way.
Yeah, it is, it's gonna be interesting if that raft is required. Given we had the recorder take us to vanilla level 4, there's just that one raft spot that could come into play.
Well, we've seen the vanilla 4 raft spot. We know that's out. We've not seen the other raft location, so there's still a chance if you're pulling for that.
Chat also pointing out we haven't seen those 2 ladder spots on the river. Those are always, can get lost in the back of one's mind.
Redbird was already up that way, so it's probably going to be on the later spot of his tour. Because he's already been up to that whole waterfall area.
Yeah, he's also popped his head into level 5 up here in the graveyard, so he knows exactly where his last Tringle is. But he's looking for that level 1.
Got a good amount of money, but there's not a whole lot you can even spend it on at this point. I mean, you've got the blue ring, so that's not an issue. Redbird's got his final required level of 7. He's not found 1 yet to be able to collect the bow.
Anyone just joining us, the overworld is all shuffled up. It's a mixed quest overworld, but none of the items have been shuffled up. They're all in their vanilla spots. We started with the recorder and the blue ring, and we're just kind of going through this. We need level 1 because we know Ganon is required. That is when the remorse flag turned on by Ellendar. As RedBirdGrad completes the Triforce of Wisdom, Ellendar finds level 7.
Also, Redbird found the bait block in 7, so he knows that that's not required. He couldn't even spend on bait if he wanted to. The only thing he could buy if he wanted to, particularly, would be the wood arrows. Here's Ellendar into 7.
I mean, he might be thinking about the struggling times that some of these animals are facing these days, so he might want to help feed the hungry.
The rest of these pushback locations, Redbird not even bothering with a secret because too much money. Could purchase a bomb upgrade if we happen to run across one in a level.
But here's the question, he is gonna run across level 9. Does he poke his head in a couple rooms, maybe hear an early Ganon, see an early shutter door?
I don't think I would. Just knowing I've got to go get the bow, I want to be sure I have that going through 9, just so that there is nothing that can hold you up, in theory. Plus, he's only got 2 keys, and you do not want a key block to send you away from level 1.
That is true. I did note he just went in and out of another arrow shop. So maybe that's what he's saving that moolah for.
It's just kind of a seed that lent itself to piling up the cash. Because there's no hints. You know, for that matter, we, oh, never mind. I think it's something different.
And I was just gonna say, that's even despite the fact that we have only a 54 large secret, 39 medium, so it's not exactly a money seed.
No, but there just hasn't been a lot requiring money. Ellendar purchased a key or 2, and now is in level 4. And did Ellendar leave 7 without the Triforce? I would imagine finish that dungeon. At least we saw Redbird finish.
It's true, he was in there. I don't think there should have been anything to stop him.
Unless there was the ladder block.
Yeah.
Help me out, chat. No bombs. That's a good answer.
Yep.
Yeah, Ellendar is hurting for the bombs right now. That would be a good use of funds.
Yeah, I mean, luckily they're only 6 for 4.
It's a hint shop. So right now, the locations we know we've not seen on the overworld are the ladder bomb spots and the second raft spot.
Did RedBirdGrad ever make it to the Vanilla White Sword Cave? I know he took a death on that screen early on.
I do think he went back that way, because the recorder took him to Vanilla First Quest 5, and I think he was checking the Power Bracelet spot and got up there then.
Check some second quest magical sword spot here, over to the right. There's the key shop, and going back in. There it is, as Ellendar finds the ladder.
That's going to be a very welcome find. I think on both sides, getting an extra key is never going to be something you're upset about. And getting the ladder is always going to be a welcome addition to your inventory.
I'm a bit surprised Redbird didn't buy 2 keys.
Maybe he's holding out enough money in case he needs to buy wood arrows? Meanwhile, Ellendar fights the dreaded Rupee boss, the slayer of many. Hey, now you can pick up a secret. He had so much money earlier, he actually had to leave one behind.
That's a nice feeling. especially nicer when you go back to get it.
Redbird is done with Death Mountain.
Yep, I think he's making his way over to the river. A few more spots to check before we can declare it raft blocked.
Solid play at this point. He did not get over here earlier than I thought, though. That also probably means he's got the White Sword Cave to do.
Yep.
Ellendar has the Triforce out of level 4. One more to get out of level 7, and Ellendar has already been in there.
Back in with 6 bombs. And I don't think we noted the shape of level 7. We didn't see any of level 8. And just from that mini-map, that might be a shape.
Could make 9 interesting.
Oh no, no bomb spots on the river. I think we're raft blocked.
Not sure what else we would have at this point, so Redbird's gotta go back to looking for the raft. He took the gamble on it not being required. I mean, when you already saw one of the 2 locations eliminated, that's an understandable play completely.
Well, I don't think anybody went into level 3, because wasn't that one of the Triforces we started with?
Maybe.
I do think it was. So luckily no time lost in, like, going in there twice.
Here's Redbird into 3.
I think at this point...
Oh, we definitely didn't see Dark Nuts before now.
Yeah, I think at this point RedBirdGrad has all the pieces of the puzzle. He just has to fit them into the right places. There's a map for 7, and we can confirm first quest dungeons. And there is the Triforce of Wisdom assembled for Ellendar, but does not have the bad news of the raft being required.
I do think Ellendar had more of the overworld explored before Redbird did, so let's see if that pays off and takes Ellendar to the raft faster. But Redbird's still gonna get it first.
Up and A, and luckily it's not too far away from the starting screen.
This is a quick one to get back to. Chad asks, now it's just the bow. Well, technically bow plus silvers, but we just know silvers are in 9.
Oh, I think you mean the Great Equalizer. That is gonna be what it takes for Ellendar, I think, to get back in this.
Well, let's see how many keys this level 1 takes, because going in with only 3 is not a great position. It's a good position, but how many are you going to come out with is the big question. And is there a bomb upgrade to be had? And breaking news, Ganon will not be in his room tonight. I don't think you're going to pass on a single key available.
Nope. He's up to 5. So that's +2 so far. There's the map. There's some wall masters locking him in the room.
And oh, by the way, we know we're looking for a staircase. So that enables him to go through these rooms very, very quickly.
Hopefully think Ellendar is going over to 3. No, he's gonna check the river first. There's 1, and this is gonna be the bad news for Ellendar as he makes a beeline to level 3. Maybe 1 or 2 more spots to check.
1 is not cooperating with Redbird yet. He did get the heart container drop, but he opted not to pick it up. Because, I mean, you're on blue ring with those hearts. That feels pretty good.
Yikes, and it's going to be in one of the last few rooms here on the right side of the eagle.
He tried to do this spending as few keys as possible. He probably picked up an extra one because of the way he did it.
This should be the staircase here.
Don't have too many rooms available to check if it's not. And there we go.
Well, there is the letter D. So RedBirdGrad is going to make his way over to Death Mountain into level 9 at just shy of the, maybe just over the 40-minute mark.
Taking the any roads up to the graveyard to get him close. Ellendar into level 3 to look for the raft. By the way, winner of this matchup gonna take on Zarnax in the next round. That match, of course, to be decided, but there's going to be a bomb upgrade for Ellendar. Now, again, resource advantage. It's got the potential to pay off if you need a lot of bombs in that 9.
Yeah, very, very true.
And here we go, RedBirdGrad into level 9. 40 minutes on the clock. How far away is the silver arrows?
Listening for a roar, looking for a shutter door. And I'm making himself heard north, south, east, or west of his location. Will he be 0 HP? Will he be max?
Wouldn't be upset about finding a compass either.
One thing we know for certain, 100% required. So also digging out the silver arrows here.
I'm sorry, I thought we had already switched the audio. That should be good. That'll catch up with us in just a second.
There it is.
So you're looking for a lot of staircases throughout this 9. You may need transports, but you will need the silver arrows. You probably grab the red ring if you see it, because, well, I'm not even sure they will, honestly, because of the 0 HP enemies. If they weren't 0 HP, I think you still might grab red ring for the improved defense. Here, I think they might feel the pressure of the clock on a really fast seed and say, I'm not spending the time.
It's definitely a gamble you have to make at this point.
Right under the 9 column. We've already seen Ganon's room, which means Zelda isn't forced to her room, but can still happen anyways.
Can Ganon ever be in Zelda's room? I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't think he can because of the blocks that are in that room, and like he's got to be able to touch the 4 corners of the room. But we do have Zelda's room, by the way, up under the 9.
Another piece fitting into place for RedBirdGrad. Here's a staircase. It's
and there's the silvers.
Arrows. So
Phenomenal find.
A pig away from the game and the match.
And he finds the silvers before Ganon, and it doesn't get any better than that. He also knows the path to Zelda. Now, we weren't with him at the beginning. Did he hear a roar? Because he got paid.
That is true. I haven't heard anything yet. thing to note,
He's
though.
on a beeline path. Did he hear a roar?
No, I think he just wants to make his way over to that west side of the screen. He cleared.
Okay, he just knew where he wanted to go.
Yeah. Climbing up that 9 column that he did, he explored a whole bunch of that eastern side of the map.
So I think what he's doing is going on a diagonal path here. We started all the way in the bottom right, and he's working his way diagonally through 9 to get up towards the top left, and diverging from that path when required.
I heard it, but that's just Aqua Menace. Going back in just in case Aqua Menace was masking Ganon's roar. Taking this staircase here.
And Dr. Blue explaining the rest of what I was saying is he's doing that to try and listen to as many rooms as he can in all directions. Shoot room will block progress that direction.
Pancake will block progress in the room temporarily.
And there's the bow for Ellendar.
Yeah, he's made it into level 1, so about a 5-minute lead for RedBirdGrad in 9.
Now, does Ellendar take the path to get to the silvers and then find a better path to Ganon? Because that's all that's standing in between Redbird and this win.
But look at this, Ellendar stopping off for 1 extra key. He's up to 7.
Chat noting Redbird had the potion when he died. Well, obviously against the overly caffeinated Landmola, is not a lot he could do there. He didn't have time to react, but before, I think he wanted to go back to start anyways.
Oh, there it is. He's filling up. He's got 8 hearts, effectively 16, with that blue ring on his finger.
He's looking to go in a different direction in this level, and he's got a staircase down here that it seems like he wants to check.
Or maybe just some revenge on those danger noodles.
He has the advantage of being able to get rid of them. Incidentally, he left one Wizrobe alive in the NSU room, which is a very heads-up play because the rest won't respawn as long as that one is alive. So it makes that room easier to traverse anytime you gotta cross through it.
Here we go, Ellendar in level 9. RedBirdGrad down to 1 key.
About 6 minutes, Redbird got into here before Ellendar, but now Ellendar needs to find the silvers that Redbird already did. How long does it take for Redbird to find Ganon?
Yeah, and he's out of keys. Luckily, because of the 0 HP, you know, a Kanana key like in this room wouldn't be too bad to pull off. Looks like he's going for it here. Also, he's got those permanent beam swords, so also very nice. And Ellendar is approaching the princess's door. And the silver arrows.
Redbird gets restored a key through here. He didn't do the complete Kanana key on this room, though.
He doesn't want to go backwards.
A lot of staircases in this 9.
Yeah, it might be one of those magical ones. One way.
Do we have to get rid of Patra to get to Ganon? Redbird's not going to try that just yet.
But Ellendar has found the shutter door. Screen or 2 away from those silver arrows. I think it was a single block. Oh, there's the roar. And here we go. 48 minutes in. Here's Ganon.
Got a double moat room to fight him in. We don't know about his HP yet. It's not 0. Redbird uses the potion. Ellendar has the silvers, but it could just be a question of time. Redbird used the potion, got the life full, getting the hits in, not getting the stun lock yet.
That's
Adding the hit
4,
count.
5, 6,
There's the
7,
stun lock.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Down goes Ganon. So,
Ganon is down. Expect an up A. Redbird knows exactly the path to Zelda.
just a matter of time. A little too late for Ellendar, but wow, what a game! He should be finishing this up if he chooses to within another 2 or 3 minutes.
Ellendar took game 1. Redbird fired back on game 2. This was game 3 to decide the series. Redbird found the pieces faster. He's on the path to Zelda. Only 0 HP enemies stand in his way. Rooms away from taking this game. Chat's already feeling it. The shutter door opens. The princess is rescued. And GG to RedBirdGrad, taking down this game with a first place time of 49 minutes, 45 seconds. Chat's got the GGs going. They need no prompting. And Ellendar is not that far away from finishing this off. But Redbird, how about that seed?
How about that level 1? Come on, man! Like, I knew it too. I knew it when I saw 3 in the northwest, and there was like 7 more places to bomb, and I'm like, do I go in there for 30 seconds and get this raft or no? And I knew when I left 3 that I was going to need that raft. It's just one of those feelings when you're running, you know.
Well, you had already seen at that point the first raft spot via the recorder.
Right. It was, and that's the thing. If I needed 2 raft spots, maybe you go get it. But with just 1, it was literally like less than a 10% chance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe it was 11% or 12.5% or something like that. But it was very close to 10%.
Well, I feel like on a seed like this, every little thing can add up, and one of those little things for you was the wand.
Yeah, I grabbed the wand because I don't like bubbles in these seeds at all, and also I hadn't got an item out of anything yet. So because I was in 6 already, and 6 is very easy to dig in vanilla shapes, I wanted to see what the item was, and as soon as I saw it was wand, it helped me attack the rest of the levels easily. So it's twofold. I like the wand, and then of course it just helped me dig the rest of the levels the way I wanted to.
Keys were in short supply. You purchased 1. Any thought to buying another at that time, or?
If I could have bought 6 of them this seed, I would have. I hadn't seen Goma blocks yet, so I was a little wary because I knew I was going to have bow before 9, that I might need arrows. So I will always keep arrow money in my back pocket in these seeds too, because you never know. You don't know.
So you normally prefer the red sprite to start off with for your Link. How much did it throw you to start with that blue ring?
I was bummed. I saw it and I'm like, well, there goes my red shirt mojo. Like, I usually have that and it's like my thing. And I'm like, man, I got a gray shirt. But I wasn't digging 9. Once I found the silvers, I wasn't digging just to get the red ring.
Okay, so theory question, because I was wondering and speculated about this. If you had gone down the staircase and seen the red ring, would you even finish going, or would you just nope right out?
Nope right out. I felt behind in 9. Because that was my last overworld spot, which I'm assuming that would be most people's last overworld spot. But I did some time in the overworld at the very beginning messing with the recorder that I don't think Ellendar probably did, because I made a mental mistake on what Triforces I had, so I kind of routed myself really poorly at the beginning, so I felt behind from the get-go on this one, so I wasn't like wasting time anywhere, I was just going.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we had misread yours on the initial, and we thought that you had 7's Triforce instead of 8, so we were very perplexed.
Oh,
for a while there.
Why are you in 7? No, yeah. We definitely had 8.
Yeah,
It's still
can get confusing here in the early stages of these matches, and there is the red ring. Ellendar is going to show you up.
I wondered
Where
if
was the
Ellendar
red
was
ring?
going to burn
I
it.
did a lot of this 9.
It's in the bottom. It's under the O, all the way at the bottom of the column. Because Ellendar didn't finish killing the Patra, all the little Patras respawned. It's just that kind of scene. So Ellendar was up in the Ganon area and does have the silvers, but missed the shoot room. Didn't go through the shoot room right, and so has not actually heard Ganon yet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard the tick on Patra. That's what gave it away. But what made me really mad, I died the room 2 to the right of Ganon. And there was a straight connector to Ganon from there. And I didn't realize it until I found Ganon the second time, that I died just 2 rooms away. So I was probably 3 or 4 minutes longer than I should have been in this.
Wow.
Yeah, when I got hit by that fireball up in the north, that's 2 rooms to the right of Ganon.
Well, you have Zarnex to look forward to next round, and I believe that kicks in a little bit of the flag change at that point.
Yeah, there's no looking forward to that. Zarnak is amazing. He's a very, very good Z1R runner, very formidable opponent for sure, and I'll probably get smoked there, and the flags are just gonna suck. So they'll be fun. They'll be fun changes, but there's some craziness in those flags. I know everybody's seen them by now.
Well, at this point, Ellendar is back on the right side of the level and has already cleared everything at this point.
Yeah, she's kind of tucked away in the top right. There's only one way to her, north of that tea room, and then there's only one way to him as well. They're both on the top level.
Well, Zarnex says you're still on these flags. I'll have to take his word for it right now.
Oh, are we? Okay, well then you just beat me on these flags.
And what is your title of your stream tonight?
Hold on, what was my title? I didn't realize. I'm like, it's been a fun tournament, or this is for real the last one, or something like that.
Nope, we've got you for another round of 3.
I'm having fun. It's a fun tournament, so I look forward to more. And Zarnax is a buddy, so it'll be fun to go up against Zarnax for sure.
So just your history with the Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament. I think you got into it watching the Random Percent tournament, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the one from 18. I saw that rando tournament before Fred has put a lot of these fun flags in here that have spiced up this one. But yeah, that's how I saw Z1R, and I popped in JSR stream one night, and I was like, "Hey, teach me this." And so he raced me one night, and of course beat the pants off me. But I mean, I've loved it ever since. But yeah, the Z1R 2018 Randomizer tournament is the one I really liked. Everything but Blackout, which of course is in here too. But other than that, it just having to read the game. Not only do you have to play the game and like everything's different and all that, great. But with these flags, the way they're set up with the 50-50, you have to read the game very quickly. And I like the puzzle of trying to figure out what the seed is trying to tell you, even before you have to get in and do the combat and find everything and manage your resources and all that stuff. You've got to read the level, and it's tough.
Is Ellendar trying to force a bomb, or no? Looks like Ellendar has decided that's enough. So not going to finish this one off. No harm in that. Just was a very awkward path to Ganon.
Yeah, Ganon's weird. It's also through a shoot room too. You got to go. There's 2 paths, but one's through a shoot room, and then not being able to hear him through that Patra is, unless you're used to listening for that click. That's tough.
And
Ellendar
there's
joins
Ellendar,
us
GG.
now.
GG.
GG, Ellendar.
That was just unfortunate is the word I'm going to use. I think my overworld routing was pretty good. It's just the way it worked out. I explored literally the entire map before getting 4 and 7, and most of my dungeon routings were not fast. Like in 3, I explored every room only for the Triforce to be in the last room, or the raft to be in the last room. I checked rather. Like, I don't think my routing was bad at 7-9, but who knows what was up with 9. But it just did not turn out the way I wanted to ever.
So did you grab the raft out of 3 early?
I'm did once I checked literally every other tile on the map.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
That was my
I think-
surprise, was 1 being that raft spot.
Yeah, well, like, when I found 3, like, I did Death Mountain fairly early and found 3. And at that point, it's like, I have over half the map left to check. I already know one of the raft spots is nothing, because I had flute to there, right?
Mhm.
Like, digging 3 is just a bad play. I mean, it turned out if you did that, you won the race probably, but I'm not gonna dig 3 to get 1. If 3 had been a very late dungeon that I found, maybe. But like when I still have half the map left to explore, like it's just not good value for your time, I think.
No,
Like,
I did
think,
not
like-
go in 3. I dipped out of 3 as well. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, there's like a lot of things in the race. Like I think I made the right decisions in a lot of places, and they just turned out wrong, which
Right.
is unfortunate.
Yeah, I was pretty fortunate to find 4 semi-early, and 7 as well, my routing. 2 I found pretty late, which I was kind of bummed about. And then I actually misread my Triforce tracker. I thought I needed the Triforce from 4 and not from 5. So when I finished 2, I checked my tracker just to make sure I had all the Triforces before finding level 1, just to find out I had to go back to level 5 to go get that Triforce.
Oof.
That was an unplanned stop.
Yeah, you must have really blazed through it this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I went in 6 and I found the wand, and so the wand told me that it was vanilla items, and then when I found the first Triforce in the Triforce room, it made it very easy to start clearing rooms. So I was just blazing through the dungeons. I did every single overworld spot. It was just my time in dungeons was really good tonight.
Yeah, I think it was probably I mean, even ignoring what the hell happened in 9, I found
Same here, right?
I found silvers
Amazing.
and Zelda like almost immediately, and I'm like, and you hadn't got done to that point. I'm like, okay, like I can still conceive. Like I knew I was way behind, but like, because how could I not be, having checked literally every tile that was relevant? But I figured, well, maybe I'll get lucky at 9. Like 9, we've had that before in this series, and then I don't even. I assume Ganon was like one of the stairs I skipped after you had done, probably led to like bottom center or something like that.
Ganon's in the northwest, far northwest, above the Patra. The Patra kind of hid the roar.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I teleported over to the west from a thing, and then went up and down the whole west side, and then like down into the tooth, and then like back over into the center.
Yeah.
And I just didn't take a route that led. But again, by then the race was.
I finished with 0 keys. I had a Kanana key just to get to him. Like I was very low on resources at the end.
I was playing pretty conservative with the keys. I think I bought 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I was telling them I would have bought 3 more if I could have.
Yeah. I think
No one wanted to dig level 8.
No, not no way.
if I had no money, no keys, or like something close to that, I would have done it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
with I had 200 rupees towards the end, 5 or 6 keys. I mean, I didn't feel nearly pressured enough to think about making that play.
Yeah, I think Redbird was in level 9, maybe 5-6 minutes ahead of you, Ellendar. You had the silver arrows. I think he was fighting Ganon, so it was definitely a good race to watch.
Yep, it was a good one. This is fun. I'm a little
Good
sad.
match.
I'm
Fun
a little
match.
sad I don't get to play Zarnax this tournament, but I've in all but one previous tournament I've done for this game and Zelda 2, I've had to face Zarnax, so it was a bit of a tradition. Sad I didn't get to do it.
You can play him for me. We'll just take your result if you win, and just move on.
It's all good.
I was gonna say, sounds like a grudge match challenge to me.
I'm down.
I want to see you guys take on the Elite 8 flags.
Well, Eleanor, anytime somebody's tournament comes to an end, I always like to give them a chance to reflect on the whole experience of it. What have been some of the high points for you?
Oh, I mean, this whole series with RedBirdGrad has been great. I really like this one. I definitely learned a lot about vanilla from doing this, but yeah, it's been fun. I'm definitely gonna be back for the next one.
Nice.
Well, Redbird, any final thoughts on the evening?
No, just GG's to Ellendar is like you said, is a fun series, and it was. I think the rando threw at us kind of similar stuff games 2 and 3, but still surprised us in different ways, which is fun. It was just a fun 3-game set. I mean, we played 10 games. It's going to be 5-5. So that's the way these randos have been this entire tournament, which has been fun. So thank you guys. Thanks SpeedGaming and all you guys for calling it and tracking and all that stuff. I appreciate everybody.
Always appreciate the trackers. They help make this whole experience go better. Ellendar, any final thoughts tonight?
Nope, I think that's about it. GG.
GG.
All right, well, I believe Scytown TA is still going on one of the Speed Gaming channels this evening if you're looking for more Zelda 1 Randomizer. Also just started up on another channel is Fred Coughlin versus Random Effect going on this evening. There is all sorts of Z1R going on this week, so make sure you're following channels and following games and following runners. There's all sorts of things to follow if you're enjoying yourself. We'll give you plenty of content to enjoy. I've been Trenton. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Take it home, August.
Yep, that's all for us here. There's, I think, 5 matches tomorrow evening. Stay tuned for more Zelda Randomizer here on Speed Gaming.